Hey everyone, John Villarreal here, JD MBA, Master of Communication, and I've got another hot video here. This is very important. I'm going to do two things. We're going to talk about what's going on in venture deals for Q1 of 2021 that just closed very relatively recently here, in my opinion. And I'm also going to talk about more and elaborate about where South Florida fits into that. And I've been having some very interesting conversations and meetings with people in the ecosystem and kind of, give my current thoughts based upon news and everything, right? So, and it will be an elaboration on the last video that I did. If you haven't seen that video, please check that video out. So a lot of people are talking about, the South Florida startup venture ecosystem. How hot is it? How real is it? What's happening? My deal is I want to see it work. I want to see it to be sustainable and strong and grow and real. And I want to see everybody participate. I believe that we all need to collaborate together. And and I think I can contribute to that conversation, right? Who am I? I'm nobody. I'm nobody that knows a lot of people and knows a lot of stuff and has been in a startup ecosystem venture game for a long, long time, including many years in Silicon Valley and the Bay Area and other tech hubs, right? So I think I know something and I want to try to contribute to this conversation. And I think we all need to work together. Okay, so let's just get right into it. New data, and this is from PitchBook and Refresh Miami. So I'm using some different sources. I'll have citations at the end of the video and I'll have links down in the video description below, so check on those, please. Now, Miami, there's been a lot of talk, and I'm just gonna be very candid here, and I'm not trying to, put anyone on blast or anything like that. I just want to keep it real. My concern is if the hype way outruns the reality of it, I'm concerned we would lose credibility, right? You don't want to lose credibility. You want to be real, and you also have to be, it's not just about credibility, it's about being realistic. Where are we right now? Where are things right now? And what do we need to take it to the next level, right? You don't go from the start of a marathon to the finish in one step, right? You have to know the steps. You have to be able to reverse engineer. You have to be able to think about how do we really make this ecosystem work. Okay, so I'm going to start at the finish, and then we're going to go through it. South Florida in 2021 had a bit over, right, $200 million in VC deals, and had just over 40 VC deals done. Now that's good. There's nothing, that's good. But let's put it in context. Context is very critical. So you've heard all these things and these breathless reports and these profiles and amazing. And listen, and now don't even get me started on some of these catchphrases and branding. When I hear phrases like the capital of capital, I'm like, just like, that is just stop. It's crazy. It's crazy. You just gotta stop with that. That just looks, at best, you look like you, in my opinion, don't have whoever, you, the communication, whoever's throwing that out there looks like they have no idea what they're talking about, in my opinion. None in this space. It's fine to promote and it's fine to hype, but there's gotta be some, it's like the rubber band rule, right? I mean, you can stretch, you can only stretch so far, right? And then again, I sell strong, I sell real. That's my thing. And so let's put it in context. So who was number one? Bay Area was number one. Big shock, right? Bay Area was number one. Over 600 deals, well over 600 deals, and about $25 billion in deals, right? With the B. So let's put that in context. That means that the deals that were done in Q1 for 2021 were 100 times bigger in total deal size than South Florida. And importantly, John, hey, South Florida is just getting, yes, but it seems like there was an increase in deal size, total deal size year over year, but the number of deals year over year only increased by, I think, one deal. So for all this sound and fury and everything heard around the world, and all these YouTube videos and sit downs and everything. It's one more deal. One more deal. So, and listen, maybe it just takes time to get going. Maybe it's what, I mean, I'm not putting anyone on blast. I'm just trying to keep it real. Let's keep it real, please. So I'll have more to say, way more comments and more to say on that and more analysis at the back of this. I want to get through the data first. Bay Area number one, 25 billion, over 600 deals. Who's number two? Number two is New York. New York. I don't know if that's a state or the city. I'm going to assume it's a state, or at least the bigger metro. Let's go with New York. So New York, over 400 deals, over $10 billion of deals. So Bay Area is roughly 20% of all VC deals. New York's roughly or somewhere around 15% of all VC deals. I didn't have time to do all the hard math, so this is rough numbers. Who's number three? Los Angeles is number three. Over 300 deals and over $6.5 billion of deals. They're roughly 10% of all VC deals. Who's number four? Number four is Boston. Now, interesting, LA has seemed to displace Boston, right? And New York, obviously, for many years, has really had a major acceleration. Boston, over 230 deals. And almost $8 billion of deals, and it's roughly 8% of the VC deals. So if you take those top four markets, right, and you combine them, they are over 50%, over half of all VC deals. So let's put this another way. California, New York, and Boston are over half of all VC deals. So when people, breathless, capital, that's a great new buzzword. So when people are talking and are making these claims about how South Florida is going to be like the spot and the capital of capital, it just it doesn't. It's way too far, and it sounds so non-credible. It's not even funny. Anybody that knows the game, like myself and many others, knows that is in my opinion, super ridiculous statement. It's not cool, it's not hip, it's not branding, it's put it on a t-shirt, it sounds ridiculous. And it sounds like, wow, these people are way out of touch. Way out of, they have like no idea. And yet, these are the people putting out YouTube videos, and these are the people that are meeting with the major league. I mean, so I guess it is what it is, right? I mean, again, VCs do what VCs do, entrepreneurs do what entrepreneurs do, politicians do what politicians do, media people do what media people do. So, I mean, I guess it is what it is. But on the other hand, flip it around, I mean, look, at least there's a focus on it, and you have people that are trying to focus on it and trying to push the needle. So I appreciate that. So it's a mixed bag, right? Like most things in life. Number 5 market, Denver. Denver, almost 100 deals, over $1 billion in deal. Denver, highest growth percentage. Not South Florida, Denver and Chicago, actually. DC, interesting. DC, in that whole, I'm sure it's that whole big metro region. I'm sure that's Northern Virginia and South Maryland, at least. Over 90 deals, and well over $1 billion in deals. And that's the thing with some of these, with some of the rankings here. I'm going by deal volume, number of deals, because sometimes the deal sizes are bigger, and it depends on the deal. So you can argue some of these rankings one way or the other if you're going to go on total deal volume, total deal size in terms of dollars, or if you're going on volume of deals. I'm basing it on number of deals, volume of deals. Seattle. Well, Seattle's been surpassed by a lot of these other markets. Seattle used to be, one of the, top 3-4 hubs, right? Tech hubs. Seattle, almost 90 deals, over $1.5 billion deals. So, Seattle actually has the 5th largest in terms of dollars expended. So that's why I'm saying that you can argue some of these rankings one way or the other. Well, I'm going off of number of deals. Chicago's after that at number 8, just over 80 deals, but, you know, $2 billion of deals. So again, high growth percentage, along with Denver in terms of growth. Philly at over 70 deals and just under $2 billion of deals. Austin, almost 70 deals and a bit under $1 billion of deals. I think it's like around 800 million. Let's put another frame on that. Compare Austin. The number 10th market. And Austin's, in my opinion, I've lived in Austin, I've been from Texas, and lived in Texas in different places. I think Austin does a good job of selling its tech hub, right? And that's great. But Austin at number 10 has sort of, you know, it's getting close to, let's call it 80% more, but almost twice. Let's call it 80% more. 80% more deals funded than South Florida. Not just Miami, South Florida. Okay? So one city, which is number 10, and that's why some of these are like, they're areas, some of these are like cities, so I'm not, you know, there's a little bit of maybe, I don't know, art to this, I guess. I don't know what, but I mean, it's not this may not always be a true apples to apples comparison, but South Florida includes, you know, Miami. But Austin has getting close to, right, like 80% more deal numbers, but in terms of dollars expended, it's almost it's like a 3 to 4x in that range. Let's just call it a rough 3.5x. So the number 10th market has roughly 3.5 times more money that's deployed in venture capital deals in Q1 of 2021. But here's another thing to think about. Well, John, hey, it's just getting started, and yes, but again, as I said in my other video, if you can do it and make it work, how many people wouldn't want to be in South Florida, Miami, in that zone and do a tech company? I mean, come on, I know the tech people, I mean, I'm here, right? Because it's cool, right? So I think there's a natural draw to it anyway. If you can make it work, why wouldn't you want to make it work? The other thing to think about is, okay, so Miami's not Miami, South Florida's number 15 market in VC deals done in Q1 of 2021. But having been on the radio, having had a talk radio show here, we're Miami, and I don't think it includes all of South Florida, but I have to double check that. But even if you put all of South Florida, the Miami metro is the number 7th largest media market in the country. That means the people are here. So you're underperforming what your metro is. See what I'm saying? Number 7 metro, number 15th in deals. By volume, which is the better comparison, frankly, for South Florida in terms of numbers of deals as opposed to deal size. So look, it is what it is. It is what it is, and it's a great place to start. But we have so much more work to do, and please ramp down the hyperbolic overhype and oversell. Promote. Keep going. More videos, more posts. And listen, the team, listen, anytime I see a post, I try to like it. I love it. I love seeing it. What I'd like to see more of is I see this group in South Florida puts out a post, and I don't see it liked by some of the other groups. You know, it seems like we're still too siloed. I try to like all of them as much as I can, right? The things I see, I don't see everything. I'm busy. I'm trying to do a lot of stuff for, you know, myself and family and all that type of stuff. You know, that's what I would say there. Now, second part here. On the South Florida thing, continuing the conversation, and I'm going to be very general and characterize some of this. I've had some good conversations with some people, and it's what sometimes you hate being right? And like I said in my last video, knowing Silicon Valley, if they come in here, they're coming in here heavy. What does that mean? They're going to do it their way, and they're going to flex up. And in some ways, that's understandable and deserved and everything, as I explained in that video. If you haven't seen it, see that. I don't want to repeat it here. And in some ways, that may cause disruption to the local ecosystem. And how does this ecosystem participate in these world greatest companies, everything like that? It's one thing to have a conference for Florida. It's another thing to do a conference in Florida. It's one thing to have a venture fund in Florida. It's another thing to have a venture fund for Florida. And so what I'm hearing is pushback and disconnect in terms of, you know, there's a lot I want to say. We still have a lot of work to do, I think, on all sides of understanding, listening, and working together. And maybe that's the role that I play more, right? I mean, because I understand I've lived in Florida for a while. It's the second time I've been here in Florida. I definitely know Silicon Valley and tech and venture, and I want to make it work for everyone, right? I want to make this tech hub work. You know, I want to make this venture hub work. And again, nobody needs me, but I can help, and I know stuff, and I know a lot of people, and I've done so. It's I think, in my opinion, it's so hard to find someone with the breadth of experience that I have and ability to weave things together and understanding these different things. So maybe again, the communication. That's maybe I'm a, I don't know. You know, I bridge the gap and can communicate in some ways. So the pushback is, look, you know, people coming in here and they're trying to, you know, run this is my personal opinion and characterize and paraphrase and of a just general meta sense and not any specific conversation or anyone. It's definitely not a quote. I think there's a pushback of, hey, like I said, Silicon Valley's coming in here heavy and they're trying to basically run the show. And yes, I told you that was how it was going to be. It's almost like, maybe the easier way to put this is, let's think of a sports team. Dallas Cowboys said they're going to come here for whatever reason, right? And they're moving here, and now they're set up here. They're going to bring their own players. They're not going to start. I mean, obviously there's great sports talent here in South Florida. We know that, but I mean, you know, they're not going to, you know, take a bunch of players from local teams and stuff like that. I mean, as their starting team, you know, and so, you know, and they're gonna run their operation the way they're gonna run their operation, and whether they have an event or a conference or hiring or whatever they're gonna do it their way, and I think people would understand that. Just because. So I think that's maybe in some ways a very good example. So, you know, just because the San Francisco 49ers have a team in the Bay Area doesn't mean that they're taking all their players from the Bay Area. But then, you know, obviously tech and companies and economies are a little bit of a different thing. The question then becomes, okay, how does this area participate in that? How do we make it more sustainable? One of the other things I've been hearing is, look, you know, we've seen this, you know, boom and bust before. We've seen some hype before in Florida. We've seen some rise and fall. How do we make it more sustainable? How do we make this work? Because listen, if it doesn't work, you know, they came here because they can work anywhere. They can leave just as fast as they can work anywhere. And as I named off, there's 10 other hubs in America that are doing much more action and activity today. So how do we make this work? And I think that there has to be a focus on the entrepreneurs. And I think it has to be, because it comes down to listen, you have to look at the whole ecosystem. What is the ecosystem, and how does the ecosystem work? And what's, you know, often there's critical pieces to different ecosystems. The absolute critical piece is the companies. If you don't have great companies to grow and invest in, it doesn't matter how much money's here. right? That's a constant refrain I hear from my venture capital. Oh, there's not enough good deals, John. We just need better deals. Okay? Entrepreneurs may have a different idea about that. And so I think that's the focus. This is a longer conversation. This is entrepreneurism. This is entrepreneurship. This isn't corporatism. This isn't finance. Those are, anyone can sit here and do a video with a big company. Oh, with a big company. Again, a political campaign doesn't build an ecosystem. I love the activity and we'll take all the support we can get, but a political campaign and press releases don't build an ecosystem. And the focus needs to be on the entrepreneurs and how to build this ecosystem with real companies, entrepreneurs, skills, workshops, all of it. And that takes time and it's hard work, and a lot of it's maybe not glamorous, and maybe that's not the most fun videos to do. Maybe it's not going to get you the most views, and maybe it's, you're not hanging out the VIP section and hanging out in the big yacht or whatever it is, or doing a spin class at Barry's, and that's all great. That's all certainly part of the whole mystique and sizzle of Miami. I get it. But there's so much hard work to do, because here's the thing. That's great. You do video, tweet, press release, all that type of stuff, and then guess what? If it doesn't work out, then it's on you. Right? So two sides of that coin. And and sometimes there's a lot of people here that want to see this thing work. And again, like I said, I'll say it another way. Silicon Valley coming in here heavy. If it doesn't work out for them, they'll pop smoke, go somewhere else. They don't care. These dudes are global, dude. These dudes are global. They're mobile. They can do, it's like, you want to talk about the ultimate digital nomads. It's not all, obviously different companies, different things, and it's like, they can roll out just as fast as they roll in, especially if it's just money. Which is again why you have to focus and build the entrepreneurs. So listen, I'm here to help. Let's roll our sleeves up. Let's get it going. Hopefully that's some good information, some good data. Let me know what you think. Give me the comments below. Please subscribe. Please rate this video up. Thanks so much for watching. I'm John D. Villarreal, JD MBA and Master Communication. I'll see you next time.